Freedom and beauty to everyone, I am the Technomage, and welcome to my review of The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2. Now, finally, the plot starts now that we are done with the Book of Boba Fett recap episode that was last week. So let's get to it. So we're in Tatooine, there is this kind of a race, and the mechanic woman is ripping off a client, and Mando comes to her for the IG memory circuit for IG-11, but they don't have it because those droids are really old. So Mando has no other choice than to take that old R5 unit. By the way, the R5 series was garbage. So he goes to Mandalor with the R5, and the droid goes to sample the atmosphere, but then he disappears from the radar. So Mando has to go out himself, gets into the ruins of Sandari. This is actually quite a shot, I have to say. But he gets attacked by some native life forms. They look like troglodytes, like cavemen. But he defeats them, gets R5 back, and R5 shows him that the atmosphere in Mandalor is actually breathable now. So he takes Grogu out and they continue exploring. They find this very old Mandalorian helmet. But Mando gets captured by some kind of giant droid, craft droid, and he's taken to this lair where this is revealed that the one controlling that craft droid is this cyborg or something. Grogu tries to save him, but he fails and he gets attacked, but he managed to escape back to the ship, and they go to get Bo-Katan.
Make myself clear the last time. I want to be left alone. What happened to him?
So Bo-Katan goes to save Mando, and yes! Convoy class starfighter transport. I love it. And luckily we can see it from the inside. Alright, that's just me being a fanboy of Mandal Motors products. Anyway, Bo-Katan arrives with Grogu, and she arrives at the same place where Mando arrived with, where Din Djarin arrived with Grogu. And she actually tries to follow the way and help a youngling. And they continue advancing. They arrive at the same spot where Din Djarin was caught, but then we have an actually really good fighting scene with Bo-Katan Kryze. I hope you can see anything because this scene was actually quite dark.
And did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
No, ma'am. So they find the place where this droid is keeping Din Djarin captive, and that thing is actually stealing his blood or something, is pumping it out of him. But she managed to arrive and gets the Darksaber, and she actually can use it much better than Din Djarin. I guess she's not fighting against the sword. And she releases him.
Eaten pog soup. Any Mandalorian worth their armor was raised on this since they were his size.
A little bit of Mandalorian culture. Always welcome. So she takes him to to the Beskar mines where the living waters are supposed to be. And Bo-Katan,
He was a great
Grace
man.
actually tells him something about herself,
He
her
died
story,
serving Mandalor.
and her father.
This is the way.
And they arrive at the living waters. She gives some trivia about this place, and Mando prepares himself for the ritual.
And the names of the ancestors shall be forever forged in my
But
heart.
I actually was thinking about it as a joke that Bo-Katan Chris was going to tell him, "Oh wait, watch your step, watch your steps, the stairs," and suddenly, and I was just thinking about it as a joke, but it ended not being a joke. He actually sunk. So Bo-Katan Chris goes to save him, and he reached the bottom quite quickly. I guess the Beskar, it's much heavy. It's really heavy. So he grabs him, tries to pull him out, but then we see this. Bloody hell! You've got to be joking. A bloody mythosaur. An actual bloody mythosaur. Now, I have conflicting feelings about him, but first she gets him out, she looks into the waters, and that's the end of the episode. So, as I said, this should have been episode 1 of this season. Honestly, we did not need the recap episode of last week. As I said, it was just a recap of the Book of Boba Fett, but anyway, finally we are done with that. The plot is finally moving as it should. And I have some mixed feelings. First of all, they got rid of IG-11. I mean, IG-11 should have never been an option because IG-11 self-destructed with a thermal detonator. And as I said last week, thermal detonators atomize everything on their blast radius. There wasn't supposed to be anything left of IG-11 to repair to begin with. Now, the exploration of Mandalor was kind of slow for my taste, but I can understand it. There's a lot to see, and yes, I enjoyed this as well, the slow exploration. Now, what I did not like was the fact that Mando was so easily captured in that trap. I mean, how come he didn't notice there was this, that he was walking literally on that buried droid? Like, seriously, how could have he been caught off guard that way? And then Grogu has to go get Bo-Katan to save him, and she doesn't fall on the trap. I mean, there was no trap now. The crab droid and that cyborg weren't there anymore, but she immediately noticed that there was something wrong. I mean, sure, she was forewarned by Grogu that something happened to Din Djarin, but still, that they are making Mando look very clumsy. And the last part, the big reveal. The Mythosaur. I have some very conflicted feelings about this, because for one side, this is mental. I mean, Mythosaur, right? Humongous beast, symbol of the Mandalorians. I should be excited, and I am. But from the other side, I mean, seriously, Mythosaur. I mean, they are supposed to be extinct. The ancient Mandalorians hunted the Mythosaurs to extinction, or at least they did on the old canon of Star Wars before Disney decided to retcon everything and just leave what they created and what they choose as canon to remain as canon. But I don't know if this revealing of a actual living mythosaur in modern times feels like bait, like sheep bait for fans. Like say, hey, do you remember mythosaurs? Remember mythosaurs from the old canon? These really big monsters that the ancient Mandalorians used to ride from the old canon, from the when Star Wars was good. Remember? It feels like that. So we will have to wait till next week to see what they do with this mythosaur. So this is the Technomage signing off. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.